Welcome to our channel Rare Coins Hub. Today, we're exploring a coin that most of us have probably held in our hands countless times, but few of us have stopped to appreciate, the USA 1 dime from 1974. What if I told you that a dime, a mere 10-cent coin, could be worth an unbelievable sum of money? In this video, you'll discover the secrets hiding in plain sight and, by the end, the value we'll reveal could leave you stunned. Stick around until the end because you'll want to hear the incredible figure collectors are willing to pay for this 1974 dime. It could be as high as $147,000. To truly appreciate the significance of the 1974 dime, we need to understand the world it was born into. The year was 1974, a time of great transition for the United States. The Vietnam War had just ended, and the Watergate scandal was unfolding. It was a period of economic challenges but also one of cultural change and hope for the future. This dime, minted in such a transformative era, carries with it a snapshot of American history. It's more than just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of resilience during a turbulent time. Think of the people who might have carried this coin back then, the stories, the history, the journeys it's been through. But there's more to this dime than its historical context. Let's dig deeper. You might be wondering, why focus on a dime from 1974? What's so special about this particular coin? The answer lies in its unique place in numismatic history. While dimes were regularly minted that year, certain factors, including minting errors and the scarcity of preserved coins in excellent condition, have made the 1974 dime highly desirable among collectors. This isn't just any dime, it's part of a broader story of how small mistakes can turn everyday objects into rare treasures. Finding one of these dimes in pristine condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. But if you have one, you could be sitting on something far more valuable than you realize. Now let's get into the details that can make all the difference. When it comes to coins, especially from 1974, the mint mark plays a critical role. Dimes from this year were produced in three main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While most people wouldn't give the mint mark a second thought, it's these small letters that can mean the difference between a standard coin and a collectible one worth thousands. But beyond the mint mark, there are other subtle variations that can skyrocket a dime's value. Did you know that certain 1974 dimes were struck with errors? Imagine discovering a slight misprint on a dime in your drawer. What might seem like a tiny imperfection could add tremendous value. Now here's where things get really exciting: minting errors. We're talking about mistakes that happened at the US Mint during production, errors like double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. While these errors were unintended, they're now worth a fortune to collectors. Imagine holding a 1974 dime that's been struck twice. That small mistake could turn an everyday coin into a piece valued at tens of thousands of dollars. And what about dimes that are missing key elements, like the mint mark itself? These errors make the coin more unique and desirable. It's the kind of discovery that could make your heart race, a tiny imperfection that could change everything. While minting errors add significant value, the condition of the coin is perhaps the most important factor. Collectors are always on the lookout for dimes in the best possible condition. Coins that are worn down from years of use are much less valuable than those that have been carefully preserved. Think about it: a dime that has been circulating for years, passed from hand to hand, is a dime that's seen its share of wear and tear. But if you find a 1974 dime that's still in mint condition, sharp details, no scratches, no fading, then you might have something special. The pristine condition of a coin is what can transform it from pocket change into a collector's dream. The key to any valuable collectible is scarcity. The rarer an item, the more people are willing to pay for it. And that's the case with the 1974 dime. Over the years, many of these dimes have been lost, damaged, or worn beyond recognition. This means that the remaining coins in excellent condition are few and far between, and the rarer a coin, the more coveted it becomes. Collectors from around the world are constantly searching for these rare pieces of history. And as the number of mint condition 1974 dimes dwindles, their value continues to rise. Let me share with you a real story, one that might just inspire you to check your own coin stash. There was a man in California who, while going through his old coin collection, stumbled upon a 1974 dime. At first, he didn't think much of it. But after closer inspection, he realized it was a rare mint error coin. That dime ended up selling for a five-figure sum. Just imagine, something that small, forgotten in a drawer, turning out to be worth a fortune. These stories aren't just rare flukes, they happen more often than you think. So, don't overlook the coins in your possession. You might have something much more valuable than you realized. So, what's the market for 1974 dimes like today? Coin collecting is more popular than ever, and collectors are actively searching for dimes from this era. With each passing year, the demand for rare and valuable coins grows, and the 1974 dime is no exception. This particular coin is sought after not only for its age but for the potential minting errors and its scarcity in excellent condition. The market is hot, and if you've got a 1974 dime, now might be the perfect time to see what it's worth. And trust me, the figure we'll reveal at the end of this video will be something you won't want to miss. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value of the 1974 USA 1 dime. If you're lucky enough to have one in pristine condition, perhaps with a mint error, you could be looking at a value of up to $147,000. Yes, you heard that right, a dime, a simple 10-cent coin, could be worth as much as $147,000. Before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. You could be holding a small fortune in your hand. The top 2 coin USA 1 dime from 1977 could be worth far more than its face value. In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating world of coin collecting and unravel the mystery behind this seemingly ordinary 10-cent piece. By the end of this video, you'll discover how a simple 1977 dime could be worth an astounding $134,000. Hold on tight, because this isn't just about coins, it's about hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Let's dive into why this dime from 1977 is more than just pocket change. Picture this: America in 1977. The post-Vietnam War era, a time of change, growth, and innovation. It was also a year of uncertainty and hope. Star Wars was hitting theaters for the first time, creating excitement across the nation. And amidst all of this, something as humble as a dime was being minted, quietly carrying the history of this dynamic time. This dime, struck over 40 years ago, witnessed a world evolving around it, perhaps slipping through the hands of people who never imagined it would someday be worth far more than its face value. And yet, here we are, in the midst of a coin revolution. Could the dime in your collection, or perhaps hiding in an old jar, be the key to unlocking incredible value? You might be asking, why focus on a 1977 dime? What makes this small, seemingly insignificant coin so special? The answer lies in rarity and demand. While millions of dimes were minted that year, the passage of time has created a unique scarcity of pristine examples. Many of these coins were lost to circulation, worn down, or damaged, making high-quality specimens exceedingly rare today. But there's another layer to this mystery: mint errors. Sometimes, in the minting process, small mistakes were made: double strikes, off-center strikes, and missing mint marks. These tiny imperfections can add tremendous value. And here's where things get interesting. Imagine finding a dime with an error that elevates its value exponentially. That's the dream of every coin collector. Let's take a closer look at the specifics that can truly increase a coin's value. Mint marks are small but mighty indicators of where a coin was minted. The 1977 dime was produced in 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each location produced different quantities, and sometimes, these mint marks hold the key to a coin's rarity. Coins from San Francisco, particularly proof coins, often carry higher value due to their limited production. But imagine, for a moment, stumbling upon a dime with a missing mint mark. That small detail could be the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. But don't go running to your coin collection just yet. We've got more exciting information coming your way. Keep watching, there's a twist you won't want to miss. Here's where the thrill really begins: mint errors. You'd be amazed at how something as simple as a misprint can send the value of a coin soaring. From double strikes, where a coin is struck twice instead of once, to off-center errors, where the design is noticeably shifted, these quirks make a coin incredibly desirable to collectors. Imagine holding a dime that has a significant error, one that only a few others in the world possess. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's exciting to think that a small minting mistake, one that may have gone unnoticed for years, could be your ticket to a fortune. This brings us to the next critical point: condition. Because even with a mint error, condition is everything. If you think you've stumbled upon a valuable coin, the next question is, what condition is it in? The value of any coin, including the 1977 dime, is significantly influenced by its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with a higher grade indicating a coin in better condition. A well-preserved coin, free from wear and tear, scratches, or dullness, can command a much higher price than one that's been worn down over time. Think of it like this: two coins from the same year, with the same mint mark, could have vastly different values based solely on their condition. One might fetch a modest price, while the other could be a collector's dream, fetching tens of thousands of dollars. Pause for effect. Which condition is your dime in? Could it be worth more than you imagine? Let me share a real-life example that might inspire you to check your own coin stash. There was a collector in the Midwest who found a 1977 dime tucked away in an old drawer. It wasn't just any dime, it was a mint error, and after being professionally graded, it sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. It's stories like this that send a thrill through the coin-collecting community. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story can lead to a big payday. Perhaps you, too, have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. This brings us to a crucial question: how can you identify if your dime is worth a fortune? The first step is to look at the coin carefully. Does it have a mint mark? Is it in excellent condition? Does it show signs of a mint error, such as being off-center or double-struck? If you're unsure, the best course of action is to have the coin evaluated by a professional coin grader. They can determine the coin's exact grade and identify any errors that might increase its value. But remember, it's not just about having a rare coin, it's about having a rare coin that's in excellent condition. That's the key to unlocking the highest possible value. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: the potential value of a 1977 dime in pristine condition, especially one with a mint error, can reach an astounding $134,000. Yes, you heard that right. A dime, something you might overlook in your pocket or wallet, could be worth more than you ever imagined. Before you rush off to check your coin jar, there's one more thing you need to know. If you're fascinated by how small items, like coins, can accumulate such value over time, you'll definitely want to check out my next video on the power of compounding. This is where we dive deep into how small, consistent investments can grow exponentially, just like the value of rare coins. The top 3 coin from USA. A small coin you might easily overlook, like the USA 1 dime from 1980, could be hiding a surprising fortune. In this video, we're going to take you on a journey through the fascinating world of coin collecting and show you why this dime might be worth far more than just 10 cents. Stick with me until the end, because this story holds a twist that could make you look at your coins in an entirely new light. And believe me, you won't want to miss the value. Let's rewind the clock to 1980. It was the start of a new decade, a time of major shifts in politics, culture, and technology. Ronald Reagan was elected president, and the world saw the rise of personal computers. Amidst this backdrop of innovation and change, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins, including the humble dime. But little did people know that among these seemingly ordinary coins, there could be a treasure worth much more than anyone imagined. Imagine holding a piece of history from this transformative time, coins that passed through the hands of everyday Americans as they navigated the era of change. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this particular dime from 1980 so special? Here's where things get interesting. While millions of dimes were minted in 1980, not all dimes are created equal. The devil is in the details. Specifically, the minting process itself sometimes produced tiny variations and errors that can skyrocket the value of a coin. For the 1980 dime, collectors look for several important details, things like mint marks, where the coin was produced, and the overall condition of the dime. Some of these dimes, especially those minted in pristine condition or those containing rare minting errors, can fetch extraordinary prices in today's market. But before we get into the exciting details about these errors, I want you to pause and consider: do you have any coins from 1980 lying around? They could be worth far more than you think. Let's dive deeper into what could make your dime a hidden treasure. Now, let's talk about mint marks, the small but significant letters on your coin that tell you where it was produced. In 1980, the U.S. Mint operated out of 3 main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. Philadelphia-produced dimes are generally more common, but those from Denver and San Francisco can hold added value due to their relatively smaller production numbers. And then there are proof coins from San Francisco, which were struck with extra care for collectors. These proof dimes, in their untouched, near-perfect condition, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, but wait, we're just scratching the surface. What really elevates the value of a dime, and could possibly make it worth up to $119,000, is something much more elusive: mint errors. Mint errors are the golden ticket in the world of coin collecting. They occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, resulting in a rare and unique feature that sets it apart. This could be an off-center strike, a double strike, or a missing mint mark, and these little anomalies can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Let's imagine for a moment that you find a 1980 dime with a significant mint error. Perhaps it was struck twice, or maybe the mint mark is missing entirely. These types of mistakes were rare, but they did happen, and today, they are highly sought after by collectors. Suddenly, that simple dime you found in an old jar is no longer just loose change, it's a piece of history worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. But here's the kicker: condition matters. The value of your 1980 dime, mint error or not, heavily depends on its condition. This is where coin grading comes into play. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless, perfect coin. A high-grade 1980 dime in near mint or mint condition can be worth significantly more than one that has been worn down over time. So, if you've got a 1980 dime that's free of scratches, scuffs, and other damage, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Can you imagine finding out that a dime you've had for years, one that looks as good as the day it was minted, could be worth $119,000? The thrill of discovery is real, and we'll uncover more as we continue. Let's take a look at some real-world examples that highlight just how valuable these dimes can be. A few years ago, a 1980 dime with a mint error was sold at auction for thousands of dollars. The coin had a double strike error, a rare mistake that collectors go crazy for. Another example, a high-grade, near-perfect 1980 proof dime was sold for an incredible price, due to its pristine condition. These stories are not just tales from the past, they are happening now, with collectors around the world keeping a keen eye on coins like the 1980 dime. Could your collection be hiding a similar story? One that's just waiting to be discovered? If you're now wondering how to evaluate your own coins, here's what you need to do. Start by checking for mint marks, examining the coin for any noticeable errors, and carefully inspecting its condition. If you think you've got something special, consider having the coin graded by a professional. A proper grading could be the difference between a dime that's worth $10 and one that's worth $100,000 or more. But don't stop there. Coin collecting is an exciting world full of opportunities, and the more you learn, the better you'll be at spotting valuable pieces. It's not just about finding treasure, it's about understanding the history and craftsmanship behind these small, yet significant, pieces of art. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: the potential value of a 1980 dime in excellent condition, with or without a mint error, can reach up to an astonishing $119,000. Yes, you heard that right, a simple dime could be worth more than a luxury car. And the best part? These treasures are still out there, waiting to be found. So, the next time you come across a coin, think twice before tossing it aside. You never know, you might be holding something truly extraordinary. If this video has sparked your curiosity about how small investments or treasures can grow into massive returns, then you won't want to miss my next video about the power of compounding. It dives deep into how small, consistent efforts can generate life-changing wealth over time. Click the link on the screen now. In the middle of this video, we're diving deep into the story of the USA 1 dime from 1981. Whether you're a collector or just curious, by the end of this video, you might be compelled to check your change drawer a little more closely. Stay with me until the very end, because there's a surprise waiting for you, a piece of information that could change the way you see this dime forever. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. And yes, we'll reveal how this humble coin could be worth up to $119,000. Intrigued? Let's get started. First, let's set the stage. The year was 1981, a year of innovation, change, and new beginnings. The US was on the cusp of technological revolutions, and Ronald Reagan had just taken office as president. It was a time of progress and challenge. Amidst all this, the US Mint was quietly producing millions of dimes that circulated throughout the country, passing through countless hands, some of which, little did they know, could hold a fortune. But what makes a 1981 dime special? Why does this tiny coin carry so much weight, and how does it link to the bigger picture of history? As we dig deeper, you'll see that this dime has a story, one that is connected to rarity, craftsmanship, and the unexpected. On the surface, a dime seems simple, small, efficient, and easy to overlook. But for collectors, the details are everything. The 1981 dime is part of a larger series of coins that, depending on a few key factors, can range from ordinary to extraordinary in value. What's special about the 1981 dime? It's all about the condition, the mint mark, and even rare errors that could have happened during the minting process. For collectors, these little variations are like hidden treasure maps, guiding them to coins that are worth far more than their face value. So, what should you be looking for? Hang tight, because we're about to dive into some of the specific characteristics that could make your 1981 dime a collector's dream. Let's talk about mint marks, those tiny letters on your coin that tell you where it was made. In 1981, the U.S. Mint had three main production sites: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. Each location had its own production run, and some mint marks are rarer than others. Dimes from Denver or San Francisco can hold a higher value because fewer were made compared to those from Philadelphia. If you have a 1981 dime with the S mint mark, it's a good sign. It means your coin is a proof, specially struck for collectors, and often in near-perfect condition. Now, what if you don't have a proof dime? Don't worry, because even standard dimes from 1981 can hold value. But there's one more thing to look for that could really set your coin apart: mint errors. Mint errors, these are like the golden tickets of the coin world. They happen when something goes wrong during the production process, and the result is a coin that's one of a kind. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and they can drastically increase a coin's value. Imagine finding a 1981 dime with an off-center strike or a missing mint mark. These small errors may seem insignificant at first glance, but they can transform a standard coin into a collector's item worth thousands of dollars. Some mint errors are so rare that they become the crown jewels of any collection. Before you toss aside any dimes, take a closer look. You could be holding a fortune in your hand without even knowing it. So, let's say you found a 1981 dime that looks promising. The next step is coin grading, a critical factor in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the elusive, perfect grade. A dime in near mint or mint condition can command a much higher price than one that's been worn down over time. The less wear and tear, the more valuable your coin becomes. Collectors and grading services will examine the sharpness of the details, any nicks or scratches, and even the luster of the metal. Can you imagine having a dime that looks like it was minted yesterday? That level of perfection could turn a simple dime into something worth thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars. Hold on to that thought, because the value can climb even higher. It's not just a fantasy. In recent years, 1981 dimes with high grades or mint errors have sold for thousands of dollars. One coin, in particular, a high-grade proof with no signs of wear, was auctioned for a significant amount. In another case, a dime with a rare error, a double strike, fetched a fortune at auction. These stories aren't isolated cases. They're happening all the time, as collectors around the world hunt for these rare treasures. It's entirely possible that your collection could be hiding something valuable, and you wouldn't even know it unless you looked closely. Now, I know what you're thinking: how much could a 1981 dime really be worth? Don't worry, we're getting there. The final number might just shock you. Point 1. Check the mint mark. Look for the S if you're hoping for a proof coin, but also pay attention to Denver and Philadelphia mints. Point 2. Examine the coin's condition. Is it clean, shiny, and free of noticeable wear? The better the condition, the higher the value. Point 3. Look for mint errors. Double strikes, off-center coins, or even missing mint marks can add thousands to the value of a coin. Point 4. Consider having it graded. If your dime looks promising, having it professionally graded could unlock its full potential. But what about the big reveal? How much can a 1981 dime be worth if it meets these criteria? Get ready for this. The top value we've seen for a 1981 dime is an incredible $119,000. Yes, you heard that right, $119,000 for a coin you might have overlooked in your spare change. If this video has sparked your curiosity about how small investments, or even the coins in your pocket, can grow into massive returns, then you won't want to miss my next video on the power of compounding. In the last of this video, we're taking you on a journey through the story of the USA 1 dime from 1982, a seemingly simple coin that may be far more valuable than you think. Stick with me until the end because there's an astonishing revelation waiting, a price tag you won't believe. You might just be holding on to something extraordinary, and by the time this video is over, you'll know exactly what to look for. Let's dive in. 1982 was an era of change. The world was evolving, technology was advancing, and the economy was seeing shifts that would echo into the future. In the United States, 1982 saw the continuation of Reaganomics, new space exploration initiatives, and a country ready for a technological revolution. Amidst this backdrop, the U.S. Mint was quietly producing millions of dimes. But little did people know, some of these dimes would become more than just loose change, they'd become valuable collector's items. What makes a 1982 dime special? That's where the story begins to get interesting. At first glance, the 1982 dime looks like any other. Small, efficient, and often forgotten at the bottom of a pocket or purse. But there's more to this coin than meets the eye. You see, in 1982, the U.S. Mint faced a unique situation. It was the last year that dimes didn't bear a mint mark, creating a level of scarcity that would catch the attention of collectors later on. What's even more fascinating is that the 1982 dime straddles a transitional period in minting history, which opens the door to finding rare varieties. Could one of these rare dimes be hiding in your coin jar at home? Keep watching, because the story gets better. So, let's talk about mint marks. Usually, dimes have a letter stamped on them, showing where they were made. For example, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. But here's where the twist comes in: dimes made in 1982 often lack a mint mark altogether. This happened due to changes at the U.S. Mint, and it's created a buzz among collectors. Dimes from Philadelphia in particular were produced without a P mark, which makes them more elusive. Why is this important? Because coins without mint marks from this year can have increased value. Imagine that, a tiny detail, or lack of one, could be the difference between a regular dime and one worth much more. Mint errors, these are the lottery tickets of the coin world. A tiny mistake during the minting process, and suddenly, you've got a one-of-a-kind coin that collectors would love to get their hands on. In 1982, just like any other year, errors happened. Off-center strikes, double dies, and even dimes missing parts of their design are all possibilities. And here's the kicker: these errors can boost the value of a coin exponentially. In fact, some error coins have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. Imagine finding one of these in your spare change. What would that feel like? A rush of excitement, no doubt. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty, coin grading. You found a 1982 dime, it looks promising, but how do you know if it's really valuable? Coin collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70, where 70 means perfection, a coin in mint, untouched condition. A 1982 dime that's graded highly can command a far higher price than one that's been worn down by years of circulation. So, if your dime looks crisp, sharp, and retains its original luster, you're in luck. But what if it's been sitting in a drawer for decades, showing signs of wear? Don't worry just yet, because there are still ways for your dime to have value, especially if it carries one of those rare mint errors. There are real stories of 1982 dimes fetching high prices at auction. A dime with the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and maybe even a mint error can go for thousands of dollars. One story tells of a pristine 1982 no-mint mark dime that sold for a significant amount, simply because of its condition and the intrigue around its mint mark absence. It's not just one-off stories. Dimes from 1982 are regularly popping up at auctions, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Could your dime be next? The potential is real, and the market is ready. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you've got a 1982 dime, you're probably wondering, how much is it worth? In top condition, with no mint mark and potentially a rare error, a 1982 dime has sold for as much as $102,000. Yes, you heard that right, $102,000 for a dime that could be sitting in your pocket or collection right now. It's incredible, isn't it? The idea that something so small and seemingly insignificant could hold such immense value. And this is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Before you go running to check your coin collection, let me leave you with one final thought. If a dime can be worth over $100,000, imagine what you could achieve with the power of compounding. If you want to learn how small investments can lead to massive returns over time, check out my next video on the power of compounding. Just click the link on the screen and let's explore how you can build wealth, one step, or one coin, at a time.